Hi everybody, this is Shiva Biram and I am here to explain you the instructions of C language. This is the third session that we are going to have. Already we have gone through two sessions of related to C programming. In this session I am going to briefly explain you the instructions with examples. First of all, let me tell you the objectives of presentation. So after the completion of this particular topic, we are going to have what is meant by a comment line and how we can write a comment line, and the main function, what are the different ways of representing this main function and what is the significance. Header files like stdio, math.h, so many header files are available in C programming. We are also going to learn about the header files also, and the input and output statements, printf and scanf. So all these things we are going to see in this particular session. First of all, comment line. Already about this particular thing we have seen in the previous class also. Whatever things we are going to write between hash and star and hash. That particular statements are going to be considered which are written in that as comment line. So this particular comment line is only for the user in order to have some meaningful statements, and these things are not going to be executed by the C compiler. So whatever things we are going to write slash and star and slash, that will be considered as a comment line and it is not going to be executed. Just now we have seen, and similarly this is for the comfort of the programmer so that they can have some meaningful comments. So next let us go through some C programming in which we are going to evaluate the roots of a quadratic equation, and meanwhile we are going to have different methods of representing this printf and scanf statements. So let me show you. This is actually the comment line that I am going to represent here. It begins with the slash and star, and I am writing the comment line is written here is program to find the roots of a quadratic equation, and ends with star and slash. And the second statement is slash include stdio.h. This is stdio.h is a header file for giving the standard input and output. Always this header file should have the include. It is to be included. Next, main function. So this main function is a compulsory. There are different ways of representing the main function. So we are going to learn about all these things in a very detailed way in the coming slides. So once main function is represented here, next we have to represent the left flower brackets. So in between these flower brackets we are going to write the program or the main contents. I am declaring a, b, c of quadratic equation as integers, and also I am considering d, e, r1 and r2 as real. So these are the ways in which we are going to declare the integer and the real values in C. And after that I am giving the statement printf. So this printf is going to help us to show these particular things which are mentioned in this particular double quotations. So here the values of a comma b comma c backslash n. So these things will be once we use this particular backslash n, it will be coming in the next line. Scanf, this particular statement is used to give the inputs of a, b and c. So these things you have seen in the previous class also. Scanf within double quotations, as we are going to give three integer inputs, we are going to use %d, %d and %d. Percentage d is the format specifier for giving the integer input. So ampersand a and symbol, simply you can say and a and b and c. So these things are going to help us to store the value of a in a particular location in the computer. So after that I am defining d as equal to sqrt, square root of b square minus 4ac, and e as equal to 2a. So after that, the root 1 r1 is equal to minus b plus d by e, and r2 is equal to, these are the mathematical part of this one. And finally I am printing out. I am saving it. So here, let me show you the significance of the printf statements here. So once the roots r1 and r2 are evaluated, so the next thing is to print or to display these values of r1 and r2. So for that, what I am doing is I am writing down the printf statements. Printf within the double quotations, root 1 is equal to percentage f. Actually, percentage f is used to indicate or to represent the, or it is a format specifier for the real values. So here 5.2 means I am going to use 2 points for the decimal and 5 digits for the integral part of that particular root r1. So here whatever value of r1 is there, that is going to be printed here in the display, in the output. Clear? Similarly, printf root 2 is equal to, within the double quotations I am going, so whatever percentage, so wherever percentage symbol is available, percentage of some f or d or c, whatever it may be, d for integer formats specifier, and c for character, and f for real. So here percentage f r2, the value of r2 is going to be displayed in this particular place. So wherever you want, you can use this particular percentage symbol. So there, that is going to be displayed, right? So that is what actually once we run this program, we are going to have. So I am giving the values, it is asking for the values of a, b and c, and I am giving the values of a and b and a, b, c as 1, 4 and 4. And once I run the program, I am going to get root 1 as equal to minus 2 and root 2 as equal to minus 2. Similarly, you can go for one more values like 1, a as equal to 1 and b as equal to 4 and c as equal to 1. And we are going to get root 1 as equal to minus 0.7 and root 2 as equal to minus 0.32. So now let me explain you about main function. Main is the compulsory part of a C program. It is to be included. Actually, the main function is going to return as some integer value to the system. The general format in which we are going to represent the main function. So let us see. Actually, it is the beginning part of the program, and always it is going to return some integer value to the system after the completion of its execution. And basically we are going to have two types of representing this integer space main and void space main. So integer space main function is going to return some integer value, and it will be having return 0 at the end. And void main, the name itself is going to tell us it is going to return nothing. That is the reason why it is represented as void space main. That depends upon the compiler that we are going to use. Some compilers are going to simply accept the main itself, only main, and we don't need to write this int or void or whatever it may be. Many of the compilers, they are simply accept this simply main also. So in case of integer main, int space main, the last statement is return 0, means the value of 0 is going to be returned to the system after the execution is over. Similarly, in case of void main, the return statement is not required, and however, some of the compilers are going to use only the main system without any return statement. And once the main function is represented, after that we have to open this curly brackets or flower brackets. In general usage, we are going to consider them as flower brackets. Within that flower brackets, we have to write the main content of the program. Now let us see the different header files we are going to have in our C language. So stdio.h, math.h, string.h, ctype.h, and stdlib.h. These are the different header files we are going to have in our C programming. So what these header files are going to signify, we are going to use different functions in a C program. And in order to use these functions, we have to execute some codes and declarations in the library itself. And these things are going to be performed by these header files. That is, for each function, some particular header file is going to be included in the C program. Otherwise, those functions will not be executed. So let us see what are the different types of header files which are there for different types of functions that we are going to use in the C program. So these library files in Turbo C or C++ are named as star.lib. Okay, all these things we have discussed right now. So what are the different types of functions we are going to use and related to each header file? Let us see in the form of a table in the next slide. And all these header files are going to have the extension of .h. So let me show you briefly here. So for input and output facility, just now we have seen scanf and printf. So for scanf, printf, these things we have seen till now. And there are some other functions are there which are going to have this. We are going to use regarding the input and output, like get characteristic, put characteristic, gets and puts. So in order to have all these functions to be executed by the compiler, we should include this particular stdio.h, standard input output header file. So this is a compulsory thing. If we include this particular header file, then only these functions are going to be activated, or you can there is a possibility for execution of this particular function. Similarly, in order to have the mathematical operations like square root, sine, cos, log, power, so in order to execute all these functions, we have to include this math.h. Similarly, string copy, string concatenation, string length, and string comparison. So in order to execute all these functions, we have to use this string.h, and this comes under the category of string manipulation. Similarly, is alpha, is upper, to upper. So in order to have this particular example, these functions, we are going to use the header file ctype.h. Similarly, for utility operation, jobs, ABS, bsearch, qsort, exit and random, quicksort and binary search, quicksort and binary search, exit and random, absolute. In order to execute these functions, we are going to use the header file as a standard lib.h. So here I am going to illustrate some more explanation regarding this short keys. So here strcpy means string copy, the expansion is string copy, and strcat means string concatenation, strln means string length, strcmp string comparison, is alpha, is it alphabet or not? So that is the meaning of it. Is upper, whether it is uppercase or not. To upper, from lowercase to uppercase. So bsearch means binary search, qsort means quicksort. So these are some of the functions and their expansions. Now let us go in detail the printf function that we are going to use in C programming, and what are the different ways of the different methods in which we are going to apply the printf statement at various places, various requirements in a particular C programming, because we are going to have different many situations in which we are going to use we are going to display the output. So that is the reason why we should know the knowledge of this particular syntax regarding the printf statement. So first of all, we know the output function used to send formatted output into the screen or display. It is known as example 1. Here simply we are going to print whatever things are there within the double quotes. So here we have written it as welcome to C programming. So this particular statement is going to be displayed onto the screen as the output. So this is the simple program which is written here to print this particular welcome to C programming. So this here, the printf statement, what actually it does for us is, it is simply going to display this particular whatever things are written in this particular double quotes. Okay, so here we have to use this particular stdio, standard input output header file, and the format for is slash include hash include less than stdio.h. So the output is going to be whatever things we have written in the quotations, that will be appearing as the output. This is one of the ways in which we can use the printf statement. Similarly, let us go for the second example in which we are going to get the integer output. So here the output will be the integer format. So slash include and the main function. So here I am declaring a is equal to a as an integer variable, and it has been assigned a value of 20 here, and I am displaying this value of a. For that I am using this printf in this format. Printf within the double quotations I am using the value of a equal to %d. Already we have seen that %d is the format specifier for integer. So here, as we have declared a as integer, we have to use %d in order to take this value of a here. So what actually the output is going to be, the value of a is equal to 20. So if you run this program and execute it, the output is going to be on the screen. We are going to have the value of a is equal to 20. So this is the second requirement, second situation which we are going to use regarding the printf statement. Similarly, the third one is float and double output. Actually, these two keywords are going to be used in order to represent the real values. So here I am declaring a is equal to 10.5 as the real. Float means it is understood that we have to understand that a is the real value, and similarly double means we are going to use more memory location for this b, which is equal to 32.6. and here printf number 1 is equal to %f. So here %f is the format specifier in order to display or in order to take the value of a real number. So here as we have declared a as the real, in order to be taken this value a, we have to use here %f as the format specifier and \n, so that it will come to the next line. So once we use this particular statement, the output is going to be, for this particular statement, number 1 num1 is equal to whatever value of a we have assigned here, that will be printed. So num1 is equal to 10.5, that will be the output. And next printf num2 is equal to %1f. %1f is the format specifier for double. So here instead of %1f we are going to have b, the value of b in the output, onto the output screen. So return, as we have used here integer main, we have to return 0 value, and we are going to get the output as once we run this program, we are going to get the output as num1 number 1 as equal to 10.5 and number 2 as equal to 32.6. So here %f is the format specifier for float and %1f is the format specifier for double values, and \n is used for the next line or new line. Similarly, example 4, this thing for character output. So real, integer, and the next category is character. So if you want to display character as the output, then we have to use %c. Well, the only variation here we are going to get is %c as the format specifier, which is used to represent the character. So here I am declaring character alpha as equal to ALP as equal to C. It is to be represented in a single quotation, single quotes. So whatever character we are going to assign here, that is to be represented in. So it means to say that C is a character which is assigned to alpha, ALP, and I am declaring it as a character. I am declaring it as a character, and now I can use the printf statement in order to display it. So printf character is equal to %c. So here this is the format specifier for the character and ALP alpha. So whatever character that we have assigned to this particular ALP, that will be printed here. So So once we execute this particular program, we are going to get the output as equal to character is equal to C. So instead of ALP, we are going to get the character as C. Here %C is the format for the format specifier for the character. And now let us go through the scanf statement. So this is one of the important statements that we should learn. So first we are going to have the integer input or output. So first I am going to consider test some test int as the variable, integer variable. It has been declared as int space test int, and next I am displaying it as printf within the double quotations enter an integer. So here once we execute the program, first we are going to have enter an integer, and now it is the time we have to give the input, and that input is given by using this particular scanf statement. And the format for giving this input is scanf within the double quotations %d, because as we are giving the integer input value, we have to use %d as the format specifier as we have seen earlier, comma ampersand test integer. Ampersand test integer means we can whatever value we are going to give for this test integer, that will be stored in a particular memory, and that this represents the address of that particular value. So once we have given the input, next thing is what we are asking the system to do is, compiler to do is printf number is equal to %d. So next it will display the number as equal to %d. So %d means the integer value. So whatever value is assigned to this test integer, that will be displayed here. So whatever here we are going to get the output as equal to number is equal to test integer. So if we give test integer as equal to 20, that will be given that we are going to get the output as number is equal to 20, like that. So here enter an integer. So we have entered an integer of 4 here. So obviously we have got the output as equal to number is equal to 4. Next, example 6, in which we are going to have float and double input and output statements. I am declaring number 1 num1 as float and num2 as double. So first we have to enter a number, and here scanf %f. So %f is the format specifier for the real value, ampersand num1. So this is how we are going to represent this particular inputs. So printf enter another number. We are asking to enter the second number, and scanf %1f. We know that %1f is the format specifier for double and number 2. So we are giving number 1 input separately and number 2 input separately, and we are asking printf number 1 is equal to, this is number 2 is equal to %1f. Okay, we are asking the computer to print these two numbers. So once these two number 1 and number 2 are entered, we are asking to print number 1 here, which is equal to %f. So number 1 is equal to %f means here whatever value we have assigned to this number 1, that will be printed here. Similarly number 2 is to be printed, and the format specifier which is to be used here is %1f, because number 2 is declared as the double, and whatever value we have assigned to number 2, that will be displayed here, and return 0 as we have used integer main, and close the brackets. And in the output we are going to have the display. First it will ask to enter a number. This is number 1. I am entering it as some 12.52, and enter another value. I am giving it as 10.2. So finally we are going to get this print first output as number 1 is equal to 12.5 and number 2 is equal to 10.2. Now let us see character input output. So here I am declaring chr as a character variable, and I am asking the computer to display enter a character, and that should be represented in the double quotations. So these things we have seen earlier, and now it is the time that we have to give input character. So for that the format is, the syntax is scanf within double quotations %c. %c is the format specifier to give character as the input, and &chr, just like we have done for the integer and the real variables. Here also character variable is to be specified in this way. So now we can assign some character value here, some alphabets or something like that. And once the character input is given here, we are going to print that particular character like this. Within the double quotations, you entered the character, whatever character we are going to enter here, %c and chr, that is the character that we have entered, return 0. So now once this particular program is run, we are going to get, it will ask to enter a character, and here I have given it as G, and immediately the output we are going to get is you entered. So here character is G, so instead of %c we are going to get G as the output. So ASCII value, so how we are going to return a ASCII value? So same, chr character and print and a character here, and scanf %c and %. So here we are going to represent one more printf statement. So whatever character value that we are giving here, printf ASCII value is %d. We have to represent it as %d, means whatever ASCII value is assigned to this particular character, that will be printed here. So actually for character we are going to use %c, but when we use %d here, whatever ASCII value is there, American Standard Code for Information Interchange, so that value is going to be written here. And once this program is written, executed, we are going to get the output as, for example, if you enter G, first of all, according to this printf statement, this will be printed. So whatever character we have entered here, that will be printed. And in the second printf statement, we have asked for this, for its ASCII value %d. So for this G, the ASCII value is 103, hence that is going to be represented here. Similarly, in the same way, we are going to have number of input-output values. So here I am declaring A as integer and B as the real number, and printf. So I am asking to display enter integer and then a float. So here scanf, I am going to give two inputs simultaneously. So %d a real and %f for, so %d is for integer and %f is for real. So the way that we have declared the variables here, A as integer and B as real. So in the same way we have to represent the format specifiers. %d is for the integer, and similarly %f for B. So after that you entered %d and %f a comma b. So whatever value is assigned here A for A, that will be come here in the place of %d, and the value of B will come under the specifier %f. So once this program is executed, it will ask for enter integer and then a float. So I am giving the values of A as 3 and -3 and B as equal to 3.4. So once it is run, we are going to get the output as printf here. You entered -3. So A, in the place of A we are going to get the first value -3, and in the place of B we are going to have 3.4. So like that, there are so many ways of representing uses of printf and scanf statements in the program. Of course, there are much more to come. Those things we are going to discuss in our next sessions. So what my request to all of you is, please do subscribe to my channel, like, share, and your views, and share your valuable feedback, that is very much precious for me, and click the bell icon for getting further notifications. Thank you very much. This is Shiva Beram signing off.